processor isn't exactly being honest. I'm Andrea with Prairie Bookkeeping, and that 2.9% rate that you think you're paying, it's likely closer to 4.5%. Every payment processor makes the same promise. We only charge 2.9% and best rates in the industry and no hidden fees. But then you get your first statement and wonder, where are all of these extra charges coming from? As a bookkeeper, I see these statements all the time, and the gap between the advertised rates and the actual costs can be staggering. Let's break down what's actually going on. You start with a base rate, say 2.9%, plus 30 cents per transaction. For a $100 sale, that's $3.20, which doesn't sound bad. But wait, here come all the extra fees. Monthly fees, usually $15 to $30. Statement fees between $10 to $15. A gateway fee if you're online, that's $10 to $25 or more. Oh, and if someone disputes a charge, there's a chargeback fee of $15 to $25 per dispute. Your PCI compliance fee, that's another $10 to $30 monthly. And get this, that 2.9% rate only applies to qualified transactions. Customers using a rewards, business, or international card could be costing you 3.5 to 4% instead. Let's see how this adds up. If you process $15,000 a month through 50 transactions at that 2.9% rate, you'd expect to pay $450 in fees. But then add in the gateway, statement, PCI compliance, and that's another $53. Now, if 30% of your customers are using rewards cards, that adds another $22.50. Throw in one chargeback and you're looking at another $20, and your new total, $545. That's 3.6% on $15,000, 25% higher than what they advertised. And this doesn't even cover setup fees or equipment costs. So how do you compare processors without getting tricked? First, get the complete fee schedule in writing, not just the transaction rate, everything. Then, ask them what percentage of transactions actually qualify for their advertised rate. They might be hesitant to answer, but it's crucial information to have to make the right choice. You also need to consider how you take payments. Do you have a lot of small transactions? Then those per transaction fees add up rather quickly. Fewer transactions, but they're larger amounts, then their percentages matter more. There are also different rates depending on whether your transactions are taking place online or in person. And don't forget about integration costs. How easy is it to reconcile payments with your accounting system? Some processors work well with QuickBooks while others do not. Here's the twist. The lowest advertised rate isn't always the cheapest overall cost. You might save by switching to a processor with a higher transaction rate but lower monthly fees. It depends on your situation. If you have high volume with small transactions, then lower per transaction fees matter more than if the percentage is higher. If you have low volume but with large transactions, then prioritize lower percentages despite possibly higher monthly fees. Do the math based on your actual numbers, not on their marketing examples. After this video, I want you to grab your last 3 months of processing statements. I know, it's not fun, but add up all of the fees, not just the transactions, but everything. Then calculate your true effective rate. You can do this by dividing your total fees by the total processing volume. Use that number to compare to other processors. Don't trust their marketing, trust your math. I've created a processor comparison sheet to help. It's linked in the description. Payment processing fees are a real part of doing business, and you deserve to know what you're actually paying for, not just what they want you to believe. Subscribe for more insights, and remember, when it comes to payment processing, the details matter, especially the fine print.